Here is the two-time and current WBC Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Carl the Cobra Froch. And now he is undefeated in tournament action. From Oakland, California, the Olympic gold medalist and undefeated WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Andre S.O.G. Ward. And we ask our fighters to take their seats. We'll proceed at this time, starting with a gentleman to say a few words to properly.
He'll continue to achieve. He's got a great resume. He's fought some of the very best fighters on the planet, and he's a real winner. And obviously, with him being from Britain, it really helps. It's great what he's done, achieved the great things he's done, got to the final, and obviously it's another big fight with Andre Ward, who's a real good fighter. You can't get to the final of this tournament without being a real good fighter. What we've got is two great fighters fighting on a Saturday night. I'm a boxing fan. I like watching Andre Ward. I think he's a real good fighter. Good work. Him and his coach have worked together over the last few years and they did a real good job. But Carl Froch is a different kind of fighter. He's a real prize fighter. And that's the only exception I take to any of the stuff that's been said leading up to this fight. And you know, most of it's been the right stuff because it's a fight. But I noticed Andre and Virgil touched on Mikkel Kessler, a couple of the other fighters that he fought recently, Beaker, etc. Stopped fighting halfway through the fight. When they realised they weren't going to win, they stopped fighting. They went into survival mode. I can guarantee you now, but you should already know this anyway, because Carl Froch we're talking about, he will fight the fight, and he will fight to the bitter end. And he's coming to win Saturday now, and we're confident he's going to win. But let them not be mistaken for 1 second. Things go wrong and things go right during 12 rounds for every fighter. But trust me, if he has a bad round, the next round, he'll be there, he'll be fighting, and he'll be ready. So, you've got no problem Saturday night. Carl Froch will deliver on Saturday, that's for sure.
Coming out once again for this fabulous event. It's going to involve these two great gladiators, and we're definitely proud to be a part of it. And I'm going to be very brief, and I feel great that Coach has said that Carl will fight, and I always believe that. And when I made that statement, it wasn't towards Carl at all. It was the other fighters that at some point along the line they quit engaging, but I never doubted in my mind that Carl Froch would be that type of opponent. So, as to go along with, to alternate that with promoter Eddie, we got our bags packed for the trip that Carl's going to take us on. We got our bags packed. He's got his camera, he's got his binoculars, he's got all his sightseeing things in the suitcase, and he's prepared to go along on that ride and going places that he's never been before. And I think as he goes along on the ride, that he'll recognize very quick that the terrain is very familiar to him. Andre will know that he's been there before. So I look for a great fight. We're prepared for this fight and anything that arises in the fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Bird. He just means everything to me in terms of boxing and bringing out the best in me, and you know, the whole journey that we've had together from start to finish. Without Robert Kraken, you know, this wouldn't be happening. Well, I certainly wouldn't be sat here anyway, that's for sure. So big thanks to Robert. He's a fantastic man. I can't sing his praises enough. You know, we've come all this way and we're both in the final, and we're here to win this tournament and win these belts. I'm defending my WBC title, and I'm aiming to put WBA and the Super 6 trophy on my cabinet, along with all the other trophies. So yeah, big thanks to Showtime. They put the whole Super 6 together, and Sky Sports in stunning high definition is also showing the fight, and you know, the team are all fantastic, and the Fight Camp 360 team as well. You know, the guys that put the 360 together, not a lot of people in Britain have seen, but they've seen it this week. They're an absolute, real bunch of gentlemen, and they work very hard around the clock. Fly to England, they're coming to my house, so hopefully I've treated them well, and they've been looked after by Team Cobra. But they're a real sound bunch of men, and I just want to say thank you to all them guys on the Fight Camp 360 crew. It's been a wonderful journey, one in which I've enjoyed. I'm looking forward to capping it on Saturday night. We'll pass it to the floor, because I'm sure you've got plenty of questions to ask one-to-one, so we'll cut to the chase, and thanks for coming. Cheers.
Thank you, Carl. Andre Ward, I truly know that when the American public catches hold of him, and it's constantly moving in that direction, every fight's a different level, that they see the public face of him, of his faith, of his clean life, his family life, loyalty, and then everything that I just said thrown inside the ring of a viciousness that I believe is second to none. It's been an honor to see him win the gold medal for America on Saturday night. It'll be an honor to see him raise that cup above his head. He's got his work cut out for him. We all have a lot of respect for Carl Froch, but the best is yet to come from Andre Ward. Please let me introduce your WBA Super Middleweight World Champion, Andre S.O.G. Ward.
Thank you, everybody. I want to thank the assembled media, the fans that are here. You know, like it's been said, there's been a lot of talk, too much talk in my opinion, about the back and forth. This is my favorite time, when it's time to get down to showdown. The fight is a few days away. I love to speak the loudest the night of the fight. I love big moments like this. I love big fights like this. Carl Froch is the self-proclaimed best fighter in England. I love it. I want to fight the best, and I want to beat the best. Every single fight, I'm in the best shape of my life. Every fight, I push myself to the limit. And this fight has been no different. This is the finals of the Super 6, but every fight we take serious mentally and physically. We put in the work, and we're extremely well prepared. And we're in a great place mentally and physically as well. You know, a lot of people keep talking to me about being the favorite. We're not the favorite. We're not the favorite. I still have that chip on my shoulder, and that's how I prepare, and that's how I prepare from day one, because for some reason there seems to be, from Froch's camp and even from some of the media, some questions about toughness, about physicality, and things like that. And it's almost like, you know, there's a sense that I'm hoping to come in and squeak by a victory. You don't squeak victories like this out. You take them. And that's what I'm prepared to do. He's made some references to my faith, disrespectfully. He said some things, physical, you don't have a punch, I love it, man. I'm looking forward to this fight. This fight should be dubbed no excuses. Carl Froch beats me, there won't be no excuses. I beat Carl Froch, there should be no excuses. No judges, no referees, no nothing. May the best man win come Saturday night.